What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. I'm here with my co host, Ross. We got another weekly recruiting show. And, Ross, we're starting it off with a recent Miami Hurricanes football offer who is actually born in another country. He's going to be playing high school football in Miami coming up. Why don't you introduce the viewers to our very talented guest?
We've got 2023 offensive tackle Frankie Tinilau from Australia. He will be, like Paul said, he'll be heading into Miami to play his high school ball there.
Frankie, welcome to the Scoop. It's an honor to have you on.
How's it going, guys?
It's a pleasure being here, man. Yeah, no, it's awesome, man. It's awesome to have you on. I guess kind of what went through your mind when you got offered by the University of Miami coaching staff?
Honestly, it didn't feel realistic. Being in the office, right beside Cristobal and Maribel, just two great guys, that I've always looked up to, back when they were at Oregon and so forth. But yeah, those two guys, just to be in the same room with them, it was a pleasure to be there, let alone being offered to the University of Miami. So, emotions were high.
Yeah, I bet, and it's great timing as well. You've made the decision. You're going to play high school football at LaSalle in Miami. I mean, take me through that process. I guess what came to mind? What was the plan to play high school football in Miami?
So the plan was always to come out here and eventually play football out here. But it was also just trying to find the school that was going to be right for me and that was going to get me to the next level. Even though LaSalle isn't a big football school and all that, LaSalle was the only school that was going to put their hand up and make sure my grades was going to be great for the next level, make sure I was going to be college eligible, and it's a school that's going to mature me into a great man. And so LaSalle was one of the schools.
Great. Oh, I think that's outstanding. And Ross, I mean, looking at Frankie's film, I mean, what really did you see in him that caught your eye off the bat?
The physical traits stand out right away, and he knows how to use his physical traits. That's what you see offensive tackles, man. They might have upside in certain ways. They might have a long wingspan, they have good core strength, but they don't put it all together, dude. Frankie really puts it all together, man. And the thing is that he's still learning. He's not even close to reaching his ceiling yet, and that's what's so exciting. And it's why college coaches are so pumped to get him in, because they know that ceiling is through the roof.
Anything else you want to add, Frankie?
Most definitely. Most of you already know Australia isn't big on football, but we just produce a lot of athletes. And, growing up playing rugby, we just athletic, and it helps with the Polynesian background just to be a dominant, I guess, machine on the field. We grew up, see ball, hit ball. So, as long as we're on the ball, we're on the field with the ball, we're having fun out there. The rest is just us, just natural talent. And so, I'm blessed to have the abilities to be out there and show my talent.
Frankie, what's your current height and weight?
I'm at 6'6" right now, 310, 315. Trying to drop a little bit of weight, put on a bit more muscle. So, going into the season, we should be looking great by the time football season comes around.
Have you had your wingspan measured?
Yeah, I got it done at the Under Armour camp. I still haven't got my measurables back yet, so it'll be exciting to see. I believe they're at 6'10" last time I measured back in Australia. So yeah.
Talk me through here a little bit about some of the stuff that you went through in Australia, especially in rugby. Where does that apply to in football? Where can you take strengths from that and apply it to American football?
I think a great upside from playing rugby is it just brings out a lot of aggression. It's one of the only sports where the big guys get to run the ball and get to enjoy it and celebrate and make big plays like that. So I think just having that dogfight in you just to be great on the field and go out there and make a play. Even though you don't get to get your name called out there as much as an O-line, I most definitely make every play. And if you watch back on my film, I make sure my name gets called regardless. I'm always just follow the ball. That's pretty much me.
Frankie, have you spoken to other college football programs besides the University of Miami?
Yeah, before obviously getting the offer, a bunch of schools reached out to me. But again, coming from Australia, a bunch of schools are a bit 50-50. They want to see me in person so they can really see, damn, this kid is legit. And so today was a big milestone for me, and for the coaches to see my size and my ability in person. It was great to kind of put me on the map a bit. So yeah.
Are you familiar at all with Lou Hedley, the punter for the
Yeah,
University of Miami?
met him today. Yeah, great dude. He came out of Australia. Shout out to him. He's making his own path in career, and just to see guys coming out of Australia is great. I love that.
Frankie, kind of walk us through this process you went through. When did you decide that it was time to switch over and play American football? And was this a family thing, or did you have like trainers or coaches helping you push that idea? Walk us through that.
Yeah, I always grew up listening to my dad's stories of him playing American football, but due to uh the sport in Australia isn't too big, so it's like you just play club football, and it's not far. Like you can't really get out of Australia at the time when I tried to play football. But my goal was ever since 14 and a young kid, I was always watching the NFL, and just one day I always want to be on the field and go out there and win myself a championship.
What has your new coaching staff been telling you already? Is there anything they want you to focus on?
So we've just been on the drawing board right now, going over kind of some of my weaknesses. Um, you know, Everyone can sit here and say, "Oh, I'm great at everything," but let's be real. Everyone has to work on some weaknesses, and so that's what we're doing right now. Once we sharpen up the blades, we're gonna be great for the season.
Are you working with any specific trainers this off season to help you with that?
Yeah, Coach O,
Okay.
the coaches out here in South Florida, training all the boys up in pretty much throughout Florida. Great dude. Um, my trainers back in California, Giant Skills, GSA. Shout out to them. They really put me onto the map. Great connections with them. Yeah, great family out there. I see him as an uncle. He's a great dude.
We're familiar with Giant Skills. We know Snoop Ama very well. We know his family very well. So
Yeah,
yeah, he walked us through that whole process, man. It's a fantastic program.
yeah, most definitely.
Frankie, are you currently in Miami right now, living here and transitioning into playing football here, going to school, or is that on the schedule in a few months?
So yeah, right now, it's me and my mom in a hotel. We are here taking visits, and now we found a school at LaSalle.
Cool.
Everything's a bit more solid, so we're gonna head back to Australia next week, Monday. Fly back, apply for the visa. Once the
Right.
visa, I'm gonna head back here, and I'll be out here, for good, starting school and get ready for the season.
That's great. We're very excited to have you down in Miami, and I'm sure you're going to love the weather.
Yeah,
It's a very vibrant city, and the food's very good as well. So I know you're going to like it here a lot, Frankie.
the food's great. I love
So
it.
the coach at LaSalle is Coach Valle, correct?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. How was that relationship with him? I mean, I'm sure he had to talk to you, and what factors really kicked in for you to pick LaSalle? I understand you said looking at after your grades. Was there anything else?
He was just real upfront and honest. He told me the first thing he said is like, I can't tell you to come here because we have a bunch of 5 stars. So he didn't have the upper hand like a bunch of schools out here. Um, but the fact that he was willing to take the time his time out of his hand and kind of just be honest about everything. He just wanted my grades to go smoothly. And yeah, to get me into school. So yeah, that was the biggest upside for that.
Outstanding.
So yeah.
What do you feel are some of the biggest traits for a dominant offensive tackle? Not just physical, but technical as well.
Just being able to just be a quick. If you start to realize your opponent is a bit quick on the edge, you have to be able to adjust. In the next rep straight away. You don't have time to go back and watch film. Adjust straight away. If he's beating on the outside, just straight away. Footwork and your paddle, so things like that you can adjust. Yeah, you're definitely a fast learner. So yeah.
Describe your game. What kind of player are you? What kind of player will colleges be getting in the future?
I'm definitely a team player. I'm family orientated. I love the whole brotherhood. You know, just out there have a great time and go out there and kill it. I think the schools are gonna have a well-rounded athlete. Everyone can be good at football, but can you be good in the grades and the books? So I just focus all around and you know, just hardworking, just a hungry kid, just want to be great.
Jordan, we have a question from one of the viewers watching right now. He asks, "Are you familiar with Jordan Malata? He's a beast in Philly."
Yeah, yeah. So Joe Malata, he's from Australia, obviously. But when that guy made the move over to America, things back in Australia, it was wild. Everyone was talking about him. He was a big name, which pretty much put Australia on the map for the big guys out here. Not everyone from Australia is a kicker, so it's good to put the Polynesian boys on the map and yeah, get the Australian boys out here.
Absolutely. Well, Frankie, we're really excited, to see you play high school football in Miami. We know you're going to do great things academically and on the football field. Ross, do you have anything else for Frankie?
Yep, I got one last question for you, and it's a question I ask all our recruits, but I'm going to ask it in kind of a different way for you here, Frankie. It's since you've got the background of rugby and now you're getting into football, where do you find the passion to go out there and compete on the highest level in either one of those sports? Why do you love those games?
Um, it started as a passion as a young kid. Just growing up around the sport, you build a passion and it becomes more just like um, honestly like an addiction. I remember being young and I was always thinking about football. Going to sleep thinking about football, in the shower thinking about football, and it's just like football just becomes part of life. And I feel like my passion comes because my family's done so much for me to get to this position right now, and it's like right now I owe my parents everything. So my passion is always going to be there, and you can always count on me to give 110% because my parents didn't sacrifice everything for me to flop it now over some little mistakes. So yeah.
That's great, man. I mean, that's a great place to build hunger from. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Paul, that's the last question I got there.
Frankie, we are really pulling for you this upcoming season and, playing ball in Miami. And we're really excited to see you develop in, the United States and playing high school football in Miami. That's definitely a big deal. So we're happy for you. We're excited that you got a Canes offer and we know you're going to do great things. So thank you again for coming on, Frankie.
Sweet. Thank you so much, boys, for the time.
Absolutely. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. All right. Once again, Ross, reintroduce, I guess viewers missed it. Frankie Tinilau, football player in Australia, going to play high school football in Miami at LaSalle. Already gets a Canes offer out the gate.
I mean, that just shows you the raw upside and how evident and clear it is. I mean, he's barely getting himself involved in American football, and boom, already P5 offer showing up. So there's clearly something special there. They don't do that for no reason. Now, while a lot of it is, of course, going to be based off of future improvements in the development he makes, they obviously feel pretty strong that he's going to continue to develop, and that's why they made him that offer already.
And you know what, Ross? We got another very talented offensive lineman backstage. We've had him on a couple times. He's been down to Paradise Camp. I know you love his film. You see a lot of upside in him. Raymond Pulido. Why don't you introduce him to the viewers, Ross?
Yes, this is 2023 offensive tackle Raymond Pulido from St. John Bosco in California.
What's going on, Raymond? Welcome back on the Scoop.
I'm happy to be back on.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to have on great, young, talented guests on the Scoop. And Raymond, I mean, really, Ross always speaks very highly of you. You have a very high ceiling. You were re-offered by the Miami Hurricanes football staff, correct?
Yeah.
How was that feeling? You were offered by Coach Diaz, the previous staff, but then Coach Cristobal, Coach Mirabal, they offer you. Were you surprised? Did you expect it was going to happen again?
So they were showing interest when they were out at Oregon, but they obviously didn't want to offer me since they knew they were going to Miami. Uh, so I kind of expected it, but at the same time, it was it was like a really it's a good feeling because it's like getting another offer.
Right.
You know, I love Miami. Going out there, seeing the campus, seeing what the school's about. It was amazing. Um, so it was definitely a really like surreal experience.
Who did you speak to when you got offered?
Coach Cristobal,
Awesome.
he was pretty much he was just letting me know. I was just about to head out to the All American Combine, and he FaceTimed me and let me know it was up, saying that he liked my film, uh, and saying that he wanted to reoffer me, letting me know that the Miami offer is definitely still there.
That's outstanding.
Raymond, what's your current height and weight right now?
Right now, I'm 6'7", 367. Uh, I'm not I'm not a I take pride in this. You know, I'm not a really fat 367.
Mhm.
So I'm really proud of that. You know, it's a lot of hard work to to not become to not become a big sloppy offensive tackle like some people. You know, it happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to watch it closely. You got to make sure you're on it all the time because you can slip and things start slipping, dude. And you know how that goes, man. The bad weight can come on quick. So it's great to know that you're adding positive weight, and it's positive weight that your frame supports. Like you said, you take a look at you. You can't tell that you weigh that much, dude. Your body handles it so well. You're built for that kind of size, and that's what's so intriguing about you, I believe, honestly, as a recruit, is that a guy your size who's moving like you move, man. I mean, just pretty. It's cool, man. It's really really fun to watch your film. That's for sure.
Thank you, thank you.
So, what are you working on this off season? You know, is there anything specific that you really want to up your game at before your senior season?
Um, right now is definitely going to be my speed. You know, trying to I've uh I've definitely I haven't gotten slower, but moving with the new weight, it's like trying to get back into the movements and all that. Because transferring to Bosco, you know, I kind of slipped a little bit. Uh, the I was working out almost every day, twice a day. Then something happened with my school. They let them know early that I was transferring, and it was it was some my coaches definitely supported the decision, but the school wasn't too positive about it. So it was just that it was a weird situation that I was trying to put in work while trying to deal with all that stuff.
Hey Raymond, we got one of the viewers asking about your star rating. Are you currently a 4-star?
I'm currently a 3-star. I'm working on getting 4, but definitely it's definitely a goal.
Does that motivate you back of your head? You're in practice, you're in the weight room, you're tired, you got like one more rep in, you're benching, 225, repping it out, and you can do one more rep, maybe two more reps. Like, does that fuel your fire that you're a 3-star and you want that 4-star, or that doesn't really matter to you?
Um, I mean, I try not to. I try to use it as fuel if I can. You know, I just I want to stay focused. So I'm not. If I'm taking a rep, I want to make sure that I'm focusing on the muscle of the group that I'm working on. Uh, a lot of people, pushing yourself, it's good in certain scenarios, but I definitely try to stay focused and work on what I'm doing so the muscle group that I'm trying to get stronger gets stronger. I'm already getting a lot stronger being at Bosco.
Yeah, I mean, St. John Bosco, it's one of the top programs in the nation. Weren't you going to school in Connecticut previously?
No, it was Apple Valley, down in the high desert.
I could have. Okay, I'm confusing you with someone else. My apologies. That's for Apple
No, it's
Valley.
all right. It's all right.
Because you were down at Paradise Camp,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
hmm
Okay. How's that transition been from going to Apple Valley, to one of the premier high school programs in the nation, not only in the state of California, just world, in the
Uh,
United States.
it's definitely like the competition that I'm going against every day is it's really helping me improve and what I'm working on. Um, even in the weight room, I'm now competing with guys that are stronger than me or just as strong. So I'm definitely like pushing myself harder, uh, making sure that if I'm not taking no time off and I'm putting as much work as I can in.
The last time we talked to you, Raymond, you mentioned that you were going to get into wrestling. Did you do that?
Uh, no, it was I wanted man, it was this was the wrestling season started as soon as my transfer was starting to go through.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't get into the system. And I also couldn't drop down to that 285. I was trying so hard, but I couldn't get down to that weight without sacrificing muscle mass, and it was definitely disappointing. I really love wrestling, uh, but it's the way life goes.
You're going to be heading over to St. John Bosco, like we've already mentioned. I mean, a whole caliber ahead of a lot of other schools in the area. Put you in a great position for college. What are you going to do to show senior leadership while being a new player at a school like that? Is it going to be just vocal? Is it going to be with your actions? How do you plan on showing that?
I definitely got to show with my actions first. I don't want to be one of those guys that goes out demanding respect. Respect is earned. You can't just go around. It's definitely going to be a process, but I'm really going to work hard to be a leader for my senior class.
Raymond, has in the sense of recruitment, has any other college picked up? You've gotten any new offers recently, or maybe you're more actively speaking to?
My most recent offer is Colorado State. This was the Nevada coach. I was talking to him previously. He funny story, he was talking about how he wanted to recruit me and offer me in Nevada, but he said that he forgot that he already had offered me. That was like, oh man, I really wish I wish you told me, because that Nevada offer, it definitely it would have it would have been cool, added another offer up there.
Are you planning on visiting Miami this summer?
Yes, with how far it is away, I've been thinking about making it an official visit just because, it's hard to get out there being in the West Coast, but I'm definitely trying to make it out there.
That would be fantastic. You can come on campus again, with the new staff and, see maybe it's a different atmosphere at the University of Miami. So, yeah, that would be definitely very cool to have you down in Coral Gables.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to head down there. It was beautiful.
Raymond, where do you felt you improved on the field the most between the start of last season and then the end of the season?
Definitely my technique. Going into my freshman year, I was definitely relying on my size. Sophomore year, my film reflected it a little bit. I was big, but I definitely need to. At the next level, everybody's good, so you can't slack with your technique. So I make sure to try and every step is as precise as possible. So I'm making sure that I'm getting the most out of my reps.
I got a question for you here, and this is one that I haven't gone over with you yet, but we're talking about game week film study right now. You're looking at your opponent. You're looking at necessarily the guys on the edge that you're going to be defending. What are some of the first things you try to identify on the defense you're going to be playing against?
Definitely what kind of rusher they are, to see if they like to edge rush. See if that week I need to work against somebody that's a little bit faster on the outside. See if I can work on driving him out, being as fast as I can, be as patient as I can. Or maybe he's a power rusher and I need to drop my hips, sink down low, and make sure that he can't get past me. Um, Definitely the down that the moves that he uses, depending on the down that it is. So I know what to expect coming into game day.
Raymond, I don't know if I've asked you this before. Are there any current offensive linemen that you try to watch film of, or maybe even model your game after?
Um, so I've always been compared to Anthony Munoz being of Hispanic descent. You know, my dad, he was also that was his like favorite player growing up. So looking at him having such an impact in the NFL that it was. I look at as much film as I can on him to see if I can like get what I can from him. Another person, Ernest Green, big reason why I transferred to Bosco. I really want to step up and fill the shoes that he's leaving me, so I can try and be like him, if not better. You know, Definitely want to step up for the competition.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited to see you at St. John Bosco Prep, and we know it's going to be great competition, and you're definitely going to develop very nicely this coming season. Ross, anything else for Raymond before we let him go?
By the time your senior season's done, Raymond, what do you want to be known as? What legacy do you want to leave behind when you're done with high school?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Definitely someone that came from one of the best schools in the high desert, but really striving for greatness and seeing what I can do at a better level. Probably one of the biggest and strongest guys out on the field. Uh, just pancaking as many people as I can.
Love it, Raymond. We're very excited, for your success this upcoming season. And man, hopefully you can come down for your official visit to the University of Miami campus. And we can't wait to see you. We know you're going to get the 4th star. How about that?
Yeah, let's hope so.
All right, Raymond. Well, thank you again for coming on the scoop, and best of luck moving forward.
All right, thanks for having me.
Take care. All right, that was Raymond Polito, a big offensive lineman out of the state of California. Just got reoffered by the University of Miami. He was offered by Manny Diaz. He's going to be a hell of a player.
You don't run into that kind of size with that kind of mobility very often. Guys who can carry that kind of weight. I've always been told that the people who see him in person, they don't believe that he weighs that much.
Yeah.
They just flat out don't believe it because his body carries it so well. So, I mean, we're talking about a guy who's made to be big. He's made to be strong. He is built to be a big, strong dude. And man, I mean, I see a lot of upside, bro, in the simple fact that you're not going to run into many guys who are going to be stronger than him, especially even in college right away. He's going to offer college strength right from the beginning, I bet.
Well, you know what, Ross? We got another football player coming on right now. He's got tremendous size. I think he's all the way up to 6'5". Great athlete. Put him out on the edge. Why don't you introduce Elijah Rushing to the viewers watching?
This is Elijah Rushing out of Arizona. He is currently ranked as the #1 edge in the 2024 class.
Elijah, welcome to the scoop.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have the best edge rusher in their respected class to come on the scoop. We've had a lot of great players, but we always like to have the best of the best on. So Elijah, tell the viewers what offers you hold and what high school you attend. Just introduction to everyone watching.
So currently, I'm standing with 10 offers right now. I have Arizona, Arizona State, Washington, Utah State, Oregon State, UMass, and Miami in the U.
The U. So tell us that experience when you got offered by the University of Miami. Who'd you speak to, and kind of what went through your thought process of getting
It
that
was
offer?
it was just an absolute surreal experience. I was working out, like we had a morning lift, and my coach like pulled me aside after the lift, and he had Coach Cristobal on the phone, so I immediately started losing it because it was it was just so surreal for me. So I got to talk with Coach Cristobal, and then he gave me the news that I got an offer. It was just a huge blessing, and not many words can describe it, but just surreal.
Elijah, what's your current height and weight right now?
Current height, I'm 6'5.5" and 224.
Have you had your wingspan measured lately?
Yes, it was 79.
Okay. So what's the focus
It
this
was
off
79
season?
and a half.
79 and a half?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's your focus this off season? You know, where do you really want to take your game to the next level? Is there specific stuff you're trying to improve on?
Definitely getting stronger and faster, but really just technique wise, just the motor, just keeping the motor to always always keep going, no matter, even with fatigue. Just always keep the motor to keep going, and the handwork.
Elijah, I mean, when you got the University of Miami offer, are you familiar with a lot of great NFL players that came, playing at the edge?
Um, yes, yes, and no.
Got
Well, my father, he was being recruited in the 90s. He was being recruited by Jimmy Johnson before he left. So he I know some of the players that came from that time. Obviously, like the greats, Warren Sapp, like really just the big names. But I know more like recent. Like I know for a fact I remember watching Jalen Phillips. I believe he just came from there, and Gregory Rousseau.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
two guys I definitely like. I love watching their film, just seeing their technique and what I can model from that.
Both are playing in the NFL as well, so definitely good role models to model your game after.
Elijah, what was it like for your dad when you got that Miami offer? What did he have to say?
Oh, we were both like jumping with joy because my dad, he's from Miami. He grew up Liberty City, so he knows that Miami lifestyle. He knows what Miami's about. So he was just excited that I got an offer from his hometown.
How was this last high school season for you and your team?
Um, it was great. Even though we didn't get to we didn't get the ending we wanted. We didn't get to win our state championship, but we learned a lot together, and we built a great bond that couldn't be broke. So it was just I'll say for me, it was a learning experience with, as of leadership, what to say, how to approach each day, what to do in practice on the field, what not to do in practice and off and and how to make my teammates better.
Do you remember the stats that you put up this last season?
I know I ended with 74 tackles, 7.5 sacks, and 39 solos.
Right on, man. Who are some of the high school coaches that you have helping you? You know, go ahead and give them a shout out. Let them know how much you appreciate their help.
Definitely, I'll say definitely number one. We have our strength coach, Coach Carla Garrett. Definitely, just a legend in the city of Tucson and in New Mexico. My position Coach Watson and Coach Williams, both coached me to the best ability, and Coach Keith Brigham. He also personal personal D line coach able to get me the technique and the training and just the knowledge of what to look at and what moves to go to when I see certain keys. And another one I say, Coach Alex Rios just bringing his O line in there so we can battle it out, so we can all get better. And me also personally going with him, learning more of what O line look at, like the keys that they look for, and what are things that work better against them.
Elijah, you're the number one edge rusher, class of 2024. Do you feel like you got to work harder than
Oh,
ever?
absolutely, absolutely. I knew as soon as I got my first offer, I knew there was a target on my back, and with everything just building right after that, the target has only gotten bigger. So you just just from an outside looking in standpoint, you can't stop working, or else people are gonna take their shot at you, and then you'll be in a bad situation. But I just know that I can't stop working, even though I got all the recognition I have in the offers. The grind never stops, because you always have to keep progressing, always have to keep moving forward.
What are you going to improve on going into next season? Whether it's
Definitely leadership, the mentality towards the game, the way, just my overall knowledge of the game and how to approach each game, the mentality that goes with it, and just studying my plays and my opponents.
Elijah, what do you feel are some of the best traits that dominant edge rushers have? Not just physical, but technical as well.
Technical, definitely one that me and my D line coach, Coach Keys, we always talk about, is able to like bend the edge, handwork, and able to like see keys of whether they're oversetting. And the big thing we always talk about is like hip, hands, and feet. That's the biggest thing for D linemen, especially edge rushers coming off that edge. Just having the combination of speed and power, so you become unpredictable in what you do.
Do you have a favorite pass rush move? I know you got I saw you have a pretty mean swim move.
I'll say my favorite that I love doing is definitely the ghost move. That's just my personal favorite.
Yeah, yeah. You do a great job at it too.
Thank you.
Elijah, are you planning on visiting any schools, universities throughout this summer?
Definitely gonna visit over the summer.
Who has been your direct point of contact, in your recruitment with the University of Miami? Is it Coach Mirabal? Is it maybe just Coach Cristobal or
Coach
your
Cristobal.
Coach
Every
Cristobal primarily?
contact we have, like he's talked to my coach, and we've been able to get on FaceTime or just text through my coach to kind of see where we stand and see just like what are the events happening, so we can build a great relationship.
Elijah, I'm curious, what positions have you played so far overall in your high school career?
I've played I played outside linebacker and defensive end.
Okay, so they really kept you with that edge.
Yes.
I got you. Do you play any other sports?
I run track.
What meets do you perform in track?
Uh, I won the 100 and the 200 just to get faster
Yeah.
for
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, that's something that we hear from a lot of players who are looking to improve their speed. It's the 100 and the 200. That seems to be like right what they go for there. How do you like? I guess Elijah, and this is coming from you. This is an answer only you can give. How do you describe your game? What kind of player are you? Where do you get that passion to go out there and compete at the highest level on a weekly basis?
everything I do. I really just put my name on it. Like everything I put on the field, my last name is on it. My name, my brand, my business, and my family. That's how I think about it. Everything I do, I have my family's name on it, and everything I stand for.
Elijah, one viewer listening said Elijah equals Kayvon Thibodeau 2.0. Do you agree with that?
I would. I'm not sure, but I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, I think that would be outstanding. And I know Ross thinks very highly of you. And Ross, I mean, what stood out about Elijah's game that really, piqued your interest and why he's the best edge rusher in the class of 2024?
When you got guys like you said talking about Kayvon Thibodeau, when those kind of guys are even being mentioned, something special is going on. But here's my take on it is what I see is I see Cyrus Moss when I watch him play. That's what I see. I see a little bit of Cyrus Moss, and that's a name that we're all familiar with at Miami. Everybody knows that a player of that kind of caliber, with that kind of athleticism, that kind of strength, that kind of raw power and technique, all mixed into one. That's when you start talking about truly special players. We know a guy like Cyrus Moss is going to be an elite edge rusher. So that's why I can see comparisons with guys that we have on right now with Elijah, because Elijah offers that. He's got the 6'5.5" frame. He's got the long arms. He's got the strength. He's got the athleticism, and he's already developing the moves. I mean, dude, it's sky's the I was gonna say the wrong thing there. Sky is the limit. Absolutely.
Well, Elijah, we're really excited, to see your high school football career take off. And, we know you're going to do great things on and off the football field. Ross, anything else you have for Elijah before we bring on our next guest?
Yeah, Elijah, why do you love the game of football?
I just love to compete, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I feel like you get to really dominate the person across from you. Just I don't know how to explain it. You just get to dominate better on the defensive side of the ball, in my opinion. That's why I just love the competitiveness of the game.
Well, man, we're really excited, Elijah, to see your career take off, and we know you're going to do great things. So it was a privilege to have you on the scoop, and we know we're gonna have you on again and see your football career really take off to where it is right now. So thank you for your time, Elijah.
Thank you for allowing me to come on.
Absolutely. All right, Elijah, have a great rest of your night. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
All right, that was Elijah Rushing, number one defensive end in the nation.
Yeah. I mean, it's special player. I mean, it's the athleticism and power. It just bounces off the screen when you watch him. You wouldn't think this is a 2024 kid. I'll tell you that. If somebody didn't tell me that this was 2024, I'd go, yeah, this was a 2022 kid getting ready to head into college. That's what I would think. And he's going to continue to get better because he hasn't hit a ceiling yet. He's still got some upside, which is amazing, dude. I mean, sometimes, we've seen it before. Players kind of hit a ceiling even if they had an early hype. He doesn't have that small ceiling. He's got an insanely high ceiling, and it's why he's so coveted.
And Ross, our next guest, has a insanely high ceiling as well. It's his birthday. It's a big day for him. One of our favorite recruits, class of 2025, Colin Hurley. Colin, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Happy birthday, Colin.
Yes. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
So, what did you do for your birthday? Anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, well, I got a birthday lift in. That's what I really wanted to do. Go lift. I spent time with my family, ate. That's really what I did. I just chilled at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing, did you get any good presents at all? I mean, anything that surprised you or?
No, only some money. That's all I really asked for. It's just some money, and I'm good.
I hear you on that. I'm the same way.
Yes,
well, happy birthday, and we want to congratulate you as well on getting reoffered by the University of Miami. Did that come as a surprise?
Well, I knew eventually I was gonna get a reoffer from Miami. I'm very high on their list at Miami. I'm grateful to Coach Cristobal and the entire staff at for reoffering me.
Colin, what's your opinion so far on this new Kane staff? What have you been able to learn about those guys?
Well, as you know, I'm from Miami, so Miami will always be a top school on my list. I see a lot of exciting things going down in Miami. I know Coach Cristobal is nonstop recruiting and putting together a great staff. And I know that Miami just means a lot to him, and it's going in the right direction now. He used to be a Hurricane. He played there. He's from there. His family's there. So I know Miami means a lot to him.
You know, me and you talk, you know, and you've spoken to me about the team that you have built around you, the team that is there to help you improve your future and improve what you're doing currently. What are you guys focusing on right now? What do you want to really improve at?
I want to improve at every aspect of my game. I want to get bigger, faster, stronger, better on the whiteboard. And I just want to get better at everything in my game.
Well, Elijah, we don't want to take up too much of your time. We know it's your birthday. It's a special day, you know, to spend it with you and your family. But we just want to congratulate you again on getting reoffered by the University of Miami coaching staff. And we think extremely highly of you. You're very mature for your age, and you have a very, very high ceiling in front of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Ross, anything else for Colin before we let him go?
You know, what's coming up next for you, Colin? Anything coming up here in the near future to be looking out for?
You know, I'm getting better right now. I'm in the weight room, on the field. You know, I just want to get, like I said, I just want to get better at all aspects of my game. I'm not worried about offers right now. I'm talking to some coaches, but I'm just really focusing on getting better right now.
That's it for me, Paul.
Great. Well, you know, Colin, it's always a pleasure to have you on the scoop. Enjoy the rest of your birthday. And once again, man, congrats on the big offer from the new coaching staff at the University of Miami.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It means a lot. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Colin. Alrighty. Happy birthday. Have a good night.
Thank you. You as well.
Colin Hurley going to be the best quarterback in the class of 2025. Comes back on the scoop. Gets reoffered. Got to wish him a happy birthday, man.
I mean, when he got that reoffer, like I hit him up immediately. I was like, hey, you know, jump on real quick. Well, let's do a quick little interview. We don't have to do, you know, anything long. Just boom, boom, boom. And he actually himself, he had some time constraints tonight, so it worked out perfectly just to kind of bring him on to show him some love for his reoffer and to wish him a happy birthday.
Hey, guys watching or later on, got to give a lot of credit to Ross, man. He's literally had every single recruit on this show that's been offered by the University of Miami. He's on it left and right. Plus, the people who he doesn't have offered by the University of Miami come on. They hold offers from every SEC program like Alabama. So he's kind of a name in recruiting, it seems like now. Like people just tag him on tweets with the entire coaching staffs at Power 5 programs.
It's definitely been picked up, especially since this Cristobal stuff started going on. The whole era of recruiting is not just picking up at Miami. The buzz is picking up even for guys who do what I do. And that's I can only thank the coaching staff for bringing that buzz and excitement, because it makes kids want to talk to guys like us. It makes kids want to come on for interviews. So I thank the staff endlessly for how they're running this.
Tim Brewster followed you, huh? Was it Florida's tight ends coach?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
And
we do need a tight end
too. And Corey Bell as well.
Corey Bell. We do need a tight ends coach. You think he'll make the move over here?
I want to give it to Field. I see no reason whatsoever to not give it to him. I mean, just give Field the job. And if we need to, go public about it and let it be known. So he's got that confidence and knows that they're behind him 100%.
Do you think Coach Field will take a recruiting coordinator job and Brewster, or vice versa, Brewster would take a recruiting coordinator job? Or maybe Field does special teams, Brewster does tight ends, or vice versa?
I could see and this is just based off of the type of players we have, and especially one young tight end we have right now. I probably would want Brewster doing the development and having Field focusing on the recruiting aspect of it. I'd be interested to see what Brewster could do with a tight end like Julio Skinner.
He's going to be the real deal. All right. Well, guys, I hope you guys like the show. Greatly appreciate everyone joining us tonight. If you missed out on my John Beeson, Brandon Merriweather show that was on, I think it was last Thursday, check that out. There's a lot of great info on there. Just two Miami Hurricanes greats just talking shop, reminiscing about the old times and about the present times as well. So thank you again, guys, for joining us tonight. And always, all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.